Good evening, everybody. Yeah, it's again a bit late. I had a retreat and I was thinking what to tell you. And yeah, the issue of this week, I feel, is how the codependency can be healed. Because this is something, if you have it, because in my case I had a very big issue of codependency, and I'm still working on it through being vulnerable and feeling myself. But I'm just wondering and thinking, what can a man do when a woman is codependent, and how can a man help, like just being himself through leading and through devotional relationship. In my case, this polarity embodiment really feels it's the right path for me, because the issue of my codependency was the fear underneath that I would be abandoned, which is also, there is a wound about this. And yeah, codependency is quite a traumatic state. It's really, really sad, because the codependent does everything what the partner um, just follows the needs of the partner, but not the needs of her of or himself. So I think if a woman is codependent, it's so important that the man is not emasculated, that he is really deeply connected to his masculine core, or at least, yeah, I feel, at least trying to get there. But like we said in the last two videos, it's like, if okay, so if in my case I was the codependent, yeah, it would really help me if I was not left behind because of my issue, and if I would be led and seen, even in my wounding state, as beautiful and being lovable, being still loved. So I feel really that the devotional masculine, it's not that I'm trying to teach, but this is just my opinion, and you can think for yourself. I just feel that emasculated man that goes with the flow also chooses, what is comfortable for him. And when the state in the relationship gets depolarized, it's absolutely not comfortable for an emasculated man anymore. So he needs to find his core, masculine core. And one part of the masculine core I deeply feel can be achieved through value, and spiritual groups that are still floating, like in relativity, like we are all love, we are all one, and all this nonsense in a way, which is like, okay, it's true, we are one, we are love, but if we are not embodying what is the truth, and the masculine needs to embody the truth. For me, this goes very deeply, it's very deeply connected to the moral values. So if you embody the moral values, which is natural, you don't have to learn what is ethical, but you need to feel it in your body, that sometimes some things are just not ethical, they're just not right. And that if you don't have the core, if you don't have, the value where your tree is growing, you cannot stand by the woman when she's healing her traumas. You cannot, it's not possible to stay in an uncomfortable zone because there is no ground. And one part, what I would like to tell today, is the ground is just made out of values. And if you really love your woman, and if you really want to, help her to go through her process, in this case, I'm talking about codependency. I feel that it's so important if you stay around. It depends what kind of a wound is there. So any kind of the wound is like, not, you cannot see of that wound your woman maybe clearly. And I feel that if you are embodied, if you are going into the dominant masculine, which means that you are leading the relationship and your woman toward the truth, then you cannot fail. And the woman absolutely comes to her um, embodiment of being herself, of accepting what is there to be accepted. And of course, if the wounding is too deep, she needs to work on herself. But losing you, it just brings more pain. But of course, if you cannot handle it, it's better that you leave. But it's not the best solution, that's for sure. Because if you thrive as a dominant man, you succeed. And it's amazing what you can achieve through dominance and through leading your woman through her own wounding. It's amazing, and it gives you just more power when you succeed. So what I realized that also, like masculine healers that I saw, or like I said, the shamans, or they were not embodying the uh, masculine core, like the dominance, which is not something like an asshole thing, but to serve your woman. I think if there is a man in his power and he can completely like serve you, but not forget about himself, first he needs to take care of himself, knowing how he can be enough for himself, which means an adult, not looking for a mommy that would take care of him. And yeah, then he can also be there for his woman even if the woman is suffering of codependency. I just realized that codependency is like a traumatized state where you were not able to be yourself. In a way, you'd adapt it to the other so you would be loved. And it's a deeply, deeply painful situation, because usually, if there is a trauma, you cannot understand, you cannot be aware of what you're doing. And in my case, was this really, and still is, a deep wound, which is now healing through allowing to feel the wound, which is really deep. And but the good part is to stay with the wound, is that I'm coming into myself. And even if I was left behind in my story, um, when there was the worst situation and where I needed the most just somebody to be there, and not just that, but a devoted man, of course that was too much. I am deeply grateful for all the men that are aware that they're strong and that they can penetrate a woman. And when they are dominant, they also can go and lead the woman even through a very bad woundings like codependency. So I don't want to be too long today. Last time I could not upload the video, but I still feel that codependency is a problem of trauma. And when we come to the states of trauma and need to be healed, it's so good for a woman that, and I think it's easier if you're a woman because you don't have to be strong, you need to be vulnerable. Which, in case if a man is codependent, or he needs to go like heal this and then go into his dominance, I feel, yeah, everything is possible. It's good that you talk about polarity in your relationship, and codependency is just one issue which is really heavy and sad and painful, and usually old people just leave you. And yeah, but it's good because I feel when you're becoming authentic, uh, you can be recognized, and the people that really appreciate you for who you are and love you for who you are, um, can, yeah, it's good that you have then people like this, and people who were only like maybe even feeding from your wound, not seeing it. It was comfortable for them. Maybe they got, I don't know, whatever. I feel it's good that those people go from your life, and that you prepare a space for people that can fully see you, appreciate you, love you with all of your parts as you are healing through your codependency. with or without a partner. Still train vulnerability. Sorry. And yeah, we are connected. Sending you so much love. And oh, I wanted to say another thing which I forgot. What I realized with this spiritual man in groups, from the spiritual groups, that or in general with men that are not in their truth, that they are looking for people that are not in the truth either. Why? Because those people can support that they are okay being the way they are. So I feel one part of the growth is to totally change your environment, even the friends, and to restructure all of your relationships, every relationship, and just go and see if you're suffering from codependency. Go and see and talk and be who you are. And yeah, it's a process of awakening. And don't give up. A woman, you, even if you're codependent and if you're alone, you can absolutely be in your truth with your authenticity through vulnerability, and that can be a big part of your healing. Yeah, now, okay. Um, just sending you much love, and yeah, I think this is it what I wanted to tell you. And wishing you a very beautiful beginning of the week. We are coming into Saturn retrograde. So till the 6th of October, that's huge. And next week we have a moon eclipse and Mercury retrograde, and we're diving deep into the layers of the underground, cleaning the closet, checking the shadows, and just coming back and rise. We are going to rise. Yeah, I choose to rise. Much love and all the best. Mwah.